Hey guys, welcome back to a new Devlog episode of Thief Runs, where I'm trying to create my first multiplayer mobile game which is based on thief and police, where 5 thieves have to steal the valuable items from houses and escape from the city. On the other hand, 2 police have to stop them from leaving the city. So in the previous episode, we made a lot of mechanics for our game, but in this episode, we are going to make some really cool things. So first, let's start with the item throwing mechanics. It's a very fun mechanics that we can add in this game for thieves. But the question is, why do we even need a throwing mechanics? So imagine you are with your friends trying to escape the city after you are done looting. Or you want to enter a house to loot the items, but the police is standing at the entry gate searching for you. In this situation, one of your thief friend can create a distraction by throwing the items near the police. And hearing the noise, police will move from there to see where the noise is coming from. Or a thief could be nearby. This way you can give entry to your teammates inside any house. And this is just a one example. This mechanics can be used in many possible situations. But before making throwing system, we need animations. Now as this game have a lot of mechanics, we need custom animation for each of them. So I can't rely on these free animation websites like Mixamo. So I had to do something on my own, but the problem is I have no experience making animations. So far I can only animate a fan rotating on ceiling. So rather than learning a whole new software just to animate my characters, I tried to set up something called control rig inside the game engine itself. And it took me a whole day to set up a control rig for my character, but in the end I got this working. So the control rig have something called inverse kinematics, also known as IK, that moves the child bone along with their parent bones, which makes animating the character a whole lot easier. Like here you can see, if I move the hand, it also moves all the bones connected to it like a chain. So once the control rig is set up, I tried to make some animation for throwing the items. And if you guys watched my previous video, then you guys would know that the items can be grabbed by 2 ways depending on their sizes, either with one hand or 2 hands. So I made 2 separate animation for 1 hand throw and 2 hand throw. And here you can see 2 hand throw animation is looking quite good, to be honest, as it's my first time making character animations. And here is 1 hand throw animation. I know it's looking quite weird, but that's what I can do for now, so we'll fix it later. Then after some hours of researching and coding, I got something. Look at this. The physics is working a little weird, but it's looking good, looking like I'm getting somewhere. And here is 1 hand throw. Just ignore the animation, but throw length is very low on 1 hand throw, even though they both are using the same force value. So after some hours of coding, I got throwing mechanics working. Yo, look at this. This looks so good. So previously it was the collision problem resulting in weird throwing physics. And I also remade the 1 hand throwing animation and it looks better than before, I guess. But still something is missing, right? And that's a trajectory path. It shows the prediction of where the item will be landed after getting thrown. So using line traces, I was able to make this trajectory path based on the force going to be applied to the item. And the path seems to be quite accurate. Now to make trajectory path look good and clear, I smoothly shifted the camera to the right side and I used white mesh instead of using those debug spheres to make it look good. Also, the trajectory path will bend depending on the camera rotation. And also you will notice that the trajectory path is not complete. And it's because accuracy is not what the motive of throwing object. And it also matches with the concept of the game. But since each item carries some weight, as you can see on the weight bar, the throwing distance should also vary on the weight of these items. For example, you can throw a light weighted item like mobile more far away compared to the high weighted item such as laptop. This will include more depth and strategic throw in throwing mechanics. So I implemented this by giving each item their mass value and also manipulating the force depending on these mass values. And overall, this throwing mechanics looks really good. Some of my best works yet. There are countless details I added behind the scene to make the throwing mechanics looks good, like this throw and jumping animation, some gaps between trajectory line path, and many more. And remember, this is not the final result. The game is at prototype stage right now, and once all the important mechanics are done, we will proceed to make 3D models, environment, and polish the game. So the next thing we are going to add in this game is sneaky walk. Since sprinting and running will produce the noise of footstep, it will cause to reveal the location of the thief in close range. So an ability that thief will have is walking silently with a sneaky walk. So by making these two animations by myself, I was quite confident to make more such animation for the game. So I tried to make a sneaky walk animation for the thieves. And after some hours of making a sneaky walk animation, I came up with this. So I was trying to make a more like cartoonish sneaky animation, but I don't know why this is looking so weird with this character, looking like it's doing some dance move. So rather than creating a cartoonish animation style, I tried to make this slightly realistic, and this is how it looks. There you go. Took me 5 hours to make this simple animation, but with this I'm also upgrading my animation skills. So this time I tried something more harder, and guess what it is? A vaulting system. So as I created 3 animations before, I was super confident right now, and this is what I made. Yeah, it took me 3 hours to make this shit. So as I'm not much experienced animator right now, I can't make the vault animation. So what I did is, I used this YouTube video as a reference where this guy is teaching how to vault. So I tried to copy every of his move, and it turned into a side kicking animation for some reason. It's really hard to make animation just by using mouse clicks. But eventually I slightly improved the vault animation, and this time it looked like an actual vaulting animation. Now if you guys are wondering how vault mechanic works, so when a player presses a jump button in front of a wall, it throws 2 line traces to check if we can vault through that wall. If lower line collides and upper line don't, then there is a chance that we can vault through the wall. Then we draw a line trace from upper line to downward at some distance to check if the wall is thick or not. If it collides, then we can't vault. But if it don't, that means there is a space for the player to land there. And this is how our character vault. So after that, I made a separate vault animation for police. But if you guys thinking why different vault animation for thief and police, so here is the reason behind that. See, the thieves in our game is going to be a kind of skinny or lightweighted characters that gives them the advantage of quickly vaulting through the window, whereas the police are jacked and heavy dudes. They take some time to lift their body up and jump to the wall. Hence, they put one leg on the window's wall and lift themselves up to jump to the window, which obviously takes time. And another motive of doing this is to balance the gameplay, because thieves already have a lot of disadvantage and more chance of getting caught. So vaulting through the window will give them some more chance of getting ahead in the race of chase. So the one thing you guys would notice that I haven't made any mechanics for police exclusively except from vault mechanics. So from now onwards we are going to focus more on making mechanics for police. But before that, I made a idle jump animation for both, because previously if you jump even while standing, the character jumps in a running way, which looks weird. So now this animation looks pretty good. So the first and the most important mechanics for the police we are going to make is thief catch mechanics. So the idea is to dive onto the thief and handcuff him. So when the police is close enough to the thief, a catch button will appear on the player screen, and pressing it will dive onto the thief. Just make sure you are close enough to the thief and facing towards the thief direction. So after you dive, they both will fall into the ground, and then police can start handcuffing the thief. And handcuffing would take some time, maybe around 7 seconds. But there are many possibilities comes with this idea. That what if the thief somehow dodged the police catch attempt? Or what if the police had to cancel handcuffing, maybe because of the thief's teammates? Or what will happen after thieves finally gets handcuffed? So let's talk about the first possibility where thief dodges the police catch attempt. So to dodge the police catch attempt, the thief have to turn 90 degrees to its left or right direction at the same time when the police is diving towards you. If your timing is correct, you will successfully dodge the catch attempt, and police will just fall onto the ground and will take some time to stand up, giving you the enough time to just disappear from there. Now, the second possibility of police pressing this cancel button while handcuffing you will actually tie both of your hands, but you can still run while you are handcuffed, giving you a chance to escape from the police and hiding somewhere, maybe in the house. Although you can free yourself from that handcuff with the help of your teammates. But while you are handcuffed, your speed will be reduced and you cannot steal anymore. Neither you can access your inventory. so you better free yourself as soon as possible. And the third possibility, when police will successfully handcuff you. So what will happen next? Well, when the handcuff timer ends, you will be sent to the jail. Yeah, remember the goal of the police? To handcuff all the thieves and sending them to jail. So there are going to be 3 to 5 jails in the whole city, depending on the map you are playing in. So when the police is handcuffing you, the police can actually select the jail where they want to send you, and depending on their jail selection, you will be sent to that jail, and then your teammates will have the responsibility of taking you out of the jail. So before taking you out, first they have to find the jail you are in, and I think that actually makes the game more interesting. Now while the thief is in the jail, what thief can actually do? Well, just spectate his teammates. Yeah, that's all he can do. He himself won't know which jail he's in. And before you guys start commenting, no, you can keep mini games inside the jail. No, thieves are already getting a chance to be free while getting handcuffed. And also, it would become difficult for police to keep track of every thief inside the jail. So yeah, you cannot escape the jail yourself. And your teammates have to use different equipments to break the jail. Maybe a wire cutter that would make no noise but takes time, or an iron cutting machine which is faster but makes a lot of noise, which can alert the police. And if you guys are wondering why does the video lags a lot, that's actually because I'm making this game on a computer having Intel Pentium processor, and that's why you guys can't see the actual smoothness in the gameplay. So if you want to test the game yourself and experience the gameplay, you guys can support me with PayPal. Doesn't matter the amount. I'll send you the latest build of this game so that you guys can test the game and also support me so that I can continue developing this game. And not only this, I'm planning to give some months of premium pass of this game when it will be released as a return gift for you, which will include a lot of cool things. And also you'll get the credits in the end of these devlog videos and also inside the game itself. And all these things just by donating the amount of your choice, even if you'll send a single dollar. So I don't think so you are going to get any better offer than this again. This thing will support me a lot for buying a new PC. The link is in the description. So overall, the game is going in a good direction, I guess. And our first Patreon member is OCU. Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but thank you so much for supporting this YouTube channel. And you guys are free to give me suggestions for this game in comment section and also in our Discord server, where you can interact with game developers, gamers and me, and you can also give your suggestions there. So all the links are in the description below. Till then, see you. Bye bye.